Hello, this is Annick Legault from the Adaptech Research Network with a short tutorial about the classics of polling using student smartphones to increase and improve participation in your classes. This video demonstrates the advantages of using a polling website or app with students during a physical or virtual class lecture. The idea also stems from the fact that not all students have a laptop or tablet, but an overwhelming majority have a smartphone that would be perfect for this simple texting activity. When I ask my students to please take out your smartphones, you should see the look on their faces. When we start the activity, they're surprised. When we finish the activity, they ask for more. Right now I'm using the Poll Everywhere website to show what it looks like when quizzing and polling live. Once I've created my questions for the polls, all I must do is give my students the quick instructions already available at the top of the screen for each question, and the students text away their answers with their smartphones. Responses are displayed live on screen. It's easy as pie. Here's my top 5 best reasons for using polls with smartphones in the classroom during lectures. Number 1, to allow shy and introverted students to answer without worrying about social desirability. There's an option for the teacher to allow questions to be answered anonymously. In this case, the sensitive answers can be displayed in the word cloud, where you can visualize responses in a dynamic way. Or open-ended, where students give free-form answers. Number 2, to get feedback as a teacher on my students' performance and or understanding of the material I just taught during a lecture segment or during a review session. If most of the students do not get the answers right, like in this case, the right answer is negative reinforcement, and I have about 50% of students who chose the wrong answers, well, the problem is not with the students, but it's most probably my explanation lacking clarity. So I will re-explain the concepts, give more concrete examples, provide more practice opportunities, and probably assign online exercises to be completed before we go to the next lecture segment. Number 3, for my students to get immediate visual feedback on their own performance. If only some students are not getting the right answers, they may want to watch an extra instructional video made available to them, reread the appropriate chapter, and complete some additional online exercises. In this case over here, there are far more students with the right answer, so at this point, it is less a problem with the clarity of the explanation, but about needing extra time to process and integrate the newly learned skills. Number 4, to obtain a portrait of who we are as a class, where the cumulative answers from everyone is necessary and simply displayed on a smartboard or projected or shared on the screen in your virtual classes. A simple graph or pie chart might just do the trick for the whole class to see who we are as a group. This will sure enrich the class discussions according to who we are. And number 5, to ask sensitive questions such as inquiring, what is your sexual, affectional orientation preference in a human sexual behavior course? In this case, I prefer using anonymous answers with a total of the various responses shown on the screen in the form of percentages rather than numbers. This way no one is looking at the few students in the classroom wondering what their answers were. Keeping answers anonymous allows for a safe sharing environment where discussions about sensitive topics will be conducted later. Finally, polling allows for all students to answer questions simultaneously and participate in discussions, rather than always having the same few extroverted students raising their hands. Not that we don't love these super eager students, but it's important to allow all students to get their word in. So that's it for this tutorial, and I hope you have fun with polling activities in your classes, may they be physical or virtual, with your students and their smartphones. After all, remember that it's easy as pie. This project was funded by Entente Canada Québec. Adaptec Research Network team for this project: Annick Legault, Mary Jorgensen, Christine Vaux, Laura King, Alex Lucier, Alice Havel, and Megan Harvison.